What's up, guys? We covered overlay. We covered Draftkings NBA. We've done members only NBA. We got a lot to talk about when we're double sporting it like this, but it's a lot of fun. So we're ready to talk some baseball, guys. Before we do so, we already broke down the overlay states for both NBA and MLB. They are up there for you guys. Excited to get back into those today and have some fun. The progressive jackpot at NBA will be back soon. And don't forget about the Slump Buster Challenge. If you can't place in the top 10% in 20 straight contests, doesn't have to be 20 days in a row. They will refund the entirety for you.
Can't beat that, man.
All right, guys. Now let's mosey on over to our MLB plays of the day. Don't forget, guys, day passes are up. $5. You get both sports. Otherwise, monthly, annual, lifetime customers, you get all the sports applicable for the day. The link to the website is below. And we got NBA playoffs coming up soon, which is a strong suit. Day passes. Subscribe to the station if you're new to it. Thumbs up is appreciated. And for pitching today, which is kind of weak, you want to touch on my boy Adrian Hauser.
I figured you could get on board here, man. Pitching was weak, and Hauser's your boy. Minnesota does not look great right now after just getting swept by the Royals in Kansas City. It's obviously not a perfect spot because the Twins are good, but he's priced reasonably at 8,400. I like him here on a slate, like you mentioned, without a ton of good pitching options. I think you can just plug him in all formats. I like him quite a bit here, to be honest. What's your take?
I think another point that you kind of skipped over too is this game sets up to be a pitcher stool.
For sure.
So we like pitchers that occasionally it can be a detriment, but more often than not, when they're stuck in a game with not a lot of runs, they have to make sure that they're not letting other runs come in, striking guys out. Sometimes it's nice when teams get up 8-0 because you get the W, but then, pitchers can just start grooving over the plate just to get through the game.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, next up. So this dude is on fire right now, and he gets a cake matchup today, so it's hard not to look at Chuck Blackmon.
Yeah, I mean, hot is hot. He's faced a ton of lefties recently and just still is absolutely locked in. Looks like the Chuck Nasty of old, no doubt about it. Look at those numbers that he's put up this year. Look at his numbers against Robbie Ray. I mean, it's impossible not to take a long look at Blackmon. He's actually $500 cheaper than Arenado and Story, so you get him at a little bit of a discount between those guys. I mean, just a ton to like here. The Colorado stack might actually come in way less owned than Arizona, strictly because of pricing. Now, they'll get love. I mean, Colorado in cores against a lefty, but they are expensive.
A struggling lefty, to say nonetheless.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So I wanted to bring up a couple of cheaper guys that can help you build the stack. So I got a couple of guys from the Washington Mets game. I don't expect these guys to get a ton of love because Coors Field is in play. But give a little look over to Starlin Castro at 3,500 to offer yourself some salary. I took the cap from cap and put it onto salary, which made calorie, which is not right. Salary cap. Starlin Castro is 3,500. This guy's a professional hitter, batting 359 on the year. He's always hit left-handed pitching well. He's cheap. I know it doesn't show up on DraftKings, but he actually homered yesterday, but the game was suspended, so the stats haven't accumulated. He's 8-25 off of Steven Matz, which is not a guy that we go out of the way to stack against, but not a guy we're afraid of. Far from a must, but a solid filler piece to help you complete your lineup.
Yeah, I like it a lot. I'm a Castro fan. He looks good to start the year. I'm about it.
All right. Next up, your boy Yuli Gurriel. You're touching on the Astros today, and why do you like them so much?
So I'll get into it more on members only, but I just like Houston a lot today. They just lost a tough series in Oakland, got embarrassed by the A's. Big fight yesterday. Obviously, those who saw that, Laureano and the Astros hitting coach got into it. Ended up being kind of a bench-clearing brawl. I think Houston just goes off on San Fran here. Back at home, probably a tough flight home for them. I think they unleashed all their frustrations out on Webb, who's coming off a good start, but I'm not buying what he's selling. Gurriel is hot right now. Homered yesterday. I like the Houston stack a lot here. Gurriel's a nice piece, very affordable, and that's where I'm planting my flag.
And because Coors Field is in play, again, they won't get a ton of love.
Mm-hmm.
The other thing, and the best part about yesterday's bench clearing brawl is all the really good memes that came out about how Joe Kelly is now suspended for it.
Oh, yeah. Hilarious.
All right, so I'm going to go back over to the Mets-Washington game again. I wanted to kind of pull away from where I think everybody knows about Coors Field, guys. I mean, this is not – you're sneaking up on nobody by attacking Coors Field today because, well, if you've played MLB DFS for an extended period of time, you guys know how much love Coors Field gets. So check out Michael Conforto at only 3,500 today. So he does not have an easy matchup. Patrick Corbin is a very good starting pitcher. However, Conforto has had a ton of success off of him in his career, 8 of 22 with 5 bombs. I expect him to be a very low-owned one-off today, but also a positive detriment to your salary cap space. If you're looking to roster the Charlie Blackmons, Nolan Arenasos, Trevor Stories of the world, you need some cheaper guys. Conforto is a lot better than the $3,500 price tag because he's matched up against a really good pitcher, but a really good pitcher that he's always hit really well. So I think you can get him as a low-owned one-off in GPPs.
This price is just too cheap. He had been priced down last slate. Yesterday, I think, because I wrote him up, he was under 4K. It made no sense. Still there. The other part of this, and it's why I don't love Corbin. Corbin's had 2 starts this year. They've both been against the Mets. Now it's the 3rd start, and Corbin's good, but, like, I hate that for a starting pitcher to now face a team for the 3rd time in a row.
If you're not a big baseball guy, one thing to always remember is the advantage ultimately goes to the hitter the more that they face the same pitcher because they allows them to see him more, they become able to recognize his pitches a little bit better. You know, if you can even remember going back to your days as being a younger baseball player, guys, like if you got to see the same guy over and over again, it just, you had a better sense of comfort. As a pitcher, you only have so many tricks in your bag, and there's only so many things you can do to switch it up. So that is a bad thing for Corbin today. And if you're looking for a reason to fade him besides getting Coolers pieces, that might be another reason to do it.
It's definitely a reason for me.
All right, guys. Best of luck today. We were quick for you today. Have a good one.
Thanks, guys.